So I told our friends, these powerful friends of ours, I've even said it publicly, when it comes to defending this country that has suffered for so long and nobody came to the help, I don't need permission from anybody.
Hi guys, again, I'm back again today, and then as usual, I was listening to this speech from Kagame, and it was very, very interesting. Honestly speaking, if you are a Congolese, I think you should watch this. You should watch, all the Congolese actually should watch this and listen carefully, because when you analyze what he's saying and you are making sense of it. What I mean by that is, because I know a lot of people will start judging, because a lot of people are fanatic mostly of their countries. They are fanatic of their president. They are fanatic of the system that the president put in place, because the same as Professor Lumumba said. He said that we are voting the most useless people to lead us in Africa. And I cannot say that Kagame is somebody that that I have a lot of respect for, especially because not because of what is happening in in the north of Congo. No, is mostly because of also, the deal that he has done with Britain to send people back home and so forth. Because that's, I think he lost a bit of my esteem there. He lost a bit of my respect down there. But when you listen to this speech and you pay close attention, you will learn a lot. You will learn that, in fact, let's listen to the speech now, and then, we take it from there.
Now, using what? If you see the combination of hate speech and the displacement of these people, you come to understand what actually was behind it. Maybe somebody thought they were being smart, and they thought that was the way to end the M23 problem, which was there in 2012, because there is ethnic cleansing, pushing these Tutsis to Rwanda to belong there because that's where they belong. And Kagame is a Tutsi, he's the president of Rwanda. Let them go and join their president. This is what is behind it. One time we had a meeting and we were having an argument with the leaders. And of course there was a contradiction in some of these people's argument. I asked specifically, I said, and that's that one responsible for Congo. I said, we are not going to address anything unless you come out clearly to tell us facts about this situation. I asked him, I said, are these people in M23 Congolese or not? And he said to me, and there were other leaders in the meeting, that absolutely, these are Congolese. Then he came out to say that he has in fact even openly talked about it. I think when he was in the US or UK, I don't remember what he said, that he came out and said it. So he was confirming that these are Congolese. I said, fine. So how do they become our problem? How do they become Rwanda's problem? I also asked him, I said, do you know when these people, the group that started this fighting, do you know where they came from? In fact, before he answered, the president of the country where they came from is the one who said it. He said, no, actually they came from, this man refused to solve their problems, and they decided to cross the border and go back where they belong. So then I asked him again, I said, so how do you keep associating Rwanda with this problem? I even asked him, I said, why did you the other day bomb our territory? Because they had been sharing with artillery, heavy artillery across the border onto our territory in Kinigi. There are people here who know it. I said, why? What are you doing? What do you want? And he just said, no, but this, they should go back. I said, go back where? Those who came here, they were about between 500 and 600 when they ran away on 2013. There are those who crossed and came here, about between 500 and 600 fighters with their arms. What we did, we put them in a camp in what is this, former Kibungo, Ngoma areas. That's why I put them as refugees. And we removed the arms, actually handed back the arms to government in Kinshasa. This they know, they can't even deny. They said they had wanted to solve the problem politically. They invited some of the leaders of this group, took them to Kinshasa, that they wanted to talk to them and resolve the problem. These people, the leaders of this group, went to Kinshasa. They are put in a hotel, spent 5 months without seeing anybody to talk to them until they left. Of course, they left heavy bills behind in the hotel. Nothing else. Now, but when you see, then you would see you saw in the statements of different organizations and so, blaming Rwanda for M23 conflict in Eastern Congo. I cannot tell you the reasons exactly why that would be happening. Now, but I would ask people so. You may associate us with M23. You may blame us for everything, M23. What do you say about FDLR that is in Eastern Congo for the last 30 years, more or less? I thought even the forces, the UN forces that were put in Eastern Congo or in Congo were put there to actually address this problem and maybe other problems, but this one was the main one. But you've been there for decades. It has been so costly, but the problem is still there. And then some of them tried. The government said, no, they are not there, we don't have FDR, and then we would give them names, but these are the leaders, 1, 2, so and so and so and so and so, they are in this location. In fact, I one time told the president of DRC, no, I said, you don't know that these people are there in this place, that place, and they've been even manning roadblocks and they collect taxes. He says, so he remembered. he remembered that has been happening. So I said, so what are we talking about? You have FDLR who have taken over territories in Eastern Congo and are collecting taxes, and you are telling me they are not there? So anyway, when all this came to some point, and this war was raging, and this time it turned into where the government in Kinshasa wanted to, they mobilized the people, they thought they would now throw M23, push them into Rwanda. And this still remains, by the way, the aim. This is the goal. So I told our friends, these powerful friends of ours, I've even said it publicly, when it comes to defending this country that has suffered for so long and nobody came to help, I don't need permission from anybody. To do what we have to do to protect ourselves. I will say it in broad daylight. I have said it to those who matter in this problem. And that's what is going to happen. You go home, sleep, don't do anything. There will be nothing crossing these borders of this small country of ours. If anybody attempts, so ntimugatinye ibitumbaraye. Sometimes birimo ubusa. Haba harimo umwuka. Umwuka, a balloon. A balloon, you need a needle. Just ibyari birimo ukayoberwaho bigiye. Ntimugatinye ibitumbaraye. And I'm saying this, not only that. Ikindi nuko, where we have been, 30 years ago, there is nothing worse that can happen to us. Also, that means if you ever put us in a situation where we have to think like It's going back to that time. Then we have nothing to lose. We will fight like people have nothing to lose. And somebody will pay the price other than ourselves. You have seen, I have not answered these insults that are coming from the south, from the west. Those ones don't kill. So I cannot go, that's not us. But they learn something with time. They learn something that they made a big mistake. Absolutely, a big mistake. That's why I was telling the young people, happily who seem to be like in those years when we were still young. I've seen our young people they are really ready to fight for and defend this country. But we don't provoke any situation. We don't, in fact, we've even refused to be provoked. We are provoked and we ignore it for as long as it hasn't crossed a certain line. But the rest, these are just words, people talking and here and there, blaming us for everything and making us carry our own burden, but also other people's burden. No, we carry our own burden. We know our burden we have to carry, but making me carry somebody else's burden is going to be a problem. It's really going to be a problem. It won't happen. So, for the defense of this country, when we are right, when we are attacked, I don't ask anybody's permission. Not at all.
So, that was very interesting, and then I come to learn that sometimes we judge too early without doing a proper research, without really looking at critically at the whole situation. We tend sometimes to judge, to make judgment straight away, to start judging, whereby it will be wise to always look at situation and say to yourself, okay, what if? That's the right sentence. What if? Because as he said himself, he has even spoken to the Congolese president in front of other leaders who actually admitted that the people who are causing problem, in his country, in the part of inside Congo, in Goma part of the Congo, that they actually, some of them are Congolese, that they are not Rwandese. So the president admitted that. Can he actually come clean? Can he come clean and said, well, you know what? He's lying, I've never said that. I don't think he can do that. So he also spoke about, and this is something that I've always found strange in Congo. You have UN so so many of them. You know, you have so many soldiers of UN in Congo, in all parts of Congo, even in Kinshasa. So at times I'm asking myself, what are they doing here in time of peace? And they've been there for decades and decades. So it's not as if, you know, the president in Congo, they are not aware of it. They are aware that the UN forces are there. But what do they do there? I don't know. And they are there massively, costing the country a lot of money. I know that sometimes we just look at it as, oh, you know what, yeah, they are just foreigners. But they are coming to defend their own interests. But you got to ask yourself, because the country is paying for it. And it's costing them a lot of money to have UN presence in there. But although they have UN presence in there, they're not doing anything. They're not stopping what is happening in Congo. So it's very strange. And you're thinking to yourself, why are they there? They are peacekeepers. So what type of peace are they bringing in? I don't know. So that is a question that you should ask yourself. And also, another important part, which I look at it and critically a thought of, okay, let's look at majority of the conflict in Africa. If you look, for instance, in Nigeria, you have people such as Boko Haram. Boko Haram, they got weapon, very powerful weapon. At one stage, it was reported that Boko Haram have weapon that was more powerful than the actual Nigerian government, which does not make sense. So what does that tell you? That there's a force behind them. The same thing happened during when they went to Libya. Libya, at one time in Libya, before the Western come, there was all those people in the desert that they were calling freedom fighters. And I think you've heard this before. You've heard the sentence freedom fighters before. This word is always used when we want to use people to fight for our own interests, but no directly being there. So they was called freedom fighters, and they're still using them everywhere. Freedom fighters, freedom fighters, and then freedom fighters suddenly turned to become terrorists. So I don't know the conversion. When does it happen from freedom fighters to terrorists? But the same freedom fighters suddenly they turn to become terrorists. So all those freedom fighters, they always got heavy weapon, heavy machinery weapon. So those who have a bit of brain and can think by themselves, those who are not are not people that keep in mind the same thing and keep repeating to themselves that, oh no, they're lying to us, oh is this, is that. Start thinking that probably what is even happening in the Goma side of it have nothing to do with Rwanda. You guys been blaming Rwanda for years and years and years. And I personally believe that, you are blaming them for nothing. There are things in which they're involved in, don't get me wrong. But I don't think it's 100% Rwandese that are fighting there. And your president knows it. He knows it all. So I think the best thing to do for Congo at this moment in time is, first of all, the president needs to fight his own battle. Fight corruption in his own government. Fight corruption in his own government. Fight between your own people, because they know what's going on. They know what's going on there, they know the killing, they know everything. But they just decided to do nothing about it. It's not every time, because Kagame said something very interesting as well. You know, in another video, he said that, look, Congo, you need to start also thinking that, well, if we are by ourselves, what can we do? Because sometimes it's not all the time that we'll be begging for people to come and fight for us. It's not all the time that we'll be looking left and right and say, no, you know what, no, we need this one to come, or we need to call Europe, you need to call America, we need to call Chinese. No, the president of Congo needs to build a strong army, invest, invest in weapon, invest in the strong army, not an army of cowards or army of shaggy people that you pick from the street and then you say, no, okay, give them guns, go and fight. No. You need to build a strong army. This is where a country starts. Build a strong army and stop relying too much on everything on external forces. Europe, America, they should do everything for you guys. No. I mean, it doesn't make sense. And nobody will do it. Everyone fight for their own countries. So it's time to stand and fight. And at this moment in time, I don't think Congo have the capacity to go and fight Rwanda in the territory. And they will not do it. To go and fight Rwanda in the territory, they don't have the capacity, they don't have the strength, they don't have the manpower to do it. So let's be honest. Why are we lying to each other? Congo, at this moment in time, they don't have the army, they don't even have the ammunition to be able to do that. So it's very sad to say, but unfortunately, that's the truth. That's the truth. So sometimes, instead of always blaming others, we need to look at the point in which we said, oh, you know what? Let's acknowledge our own mistake. Let's blame ourselves. And let's stop looking at politicians, especially president. Let's stop looking at president the same way as we're worshiping president for the sake of they're not doing anything, but we're worshiping them. Like musician, like the same way they worship musician there. They're worshiping president the same way. The same way they're worshiping pastors. You're worshiping president the same way. You are voting president by feelings. You're not voting president by capacity. And that is sad to realize that actually president in those countries has been voted by feelings, not by capacity. What can he do? So that was me. So please, this is very important. Drop, drop me a message, drop your views. Let's hear what you think about it. But please, I know a lot of you will get upset and start talking, rubbish. It doesn't matter. You can insult me as much as you like, but the truth is what it is. The truth of the matter is, we are not moving forward. And reason being that the president knows what's going on. But it's like those majority of those people in Europe, in America, and everywhere else, they know what's going on, but they are not interested in fixing it. They don't want to fix it. So at this moment in time, at this stage, sometimes you have to fix your own mess. You have to fix your own problem because no one else will come and do it. So please leave a comment, follow, and don't forget to subscribe for more video. God bless you all.